going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this is primarily going to be a 5-year update video on the Mousemobile 2.0. I really cannot believe I've owned this car that long. Half a decade. That's a pretty long time. Normally people keep their cars about 6 years and then they get a new one. This, I think I'm just going to keep putting money into it until it croaks or something like that, just because new cars nowadays are very expensive, and even slightly used cars are as well. Like, everything you can think of is overpriced. So that puts me in a pickle, because since I only have one car, I can't really exploit the car market and make money. So therefore, I'm stuck with the Civic Si. I know I made a video a few years back saying I was selling this car, and I did want to sell this car and get something else, but that didn't really go to plan. So here I am 5 years later with this car, and it's still amazing, do not get me wrong, but it needs some work. First of all, you might notice it has new winter wheels. That is because one of the old winter wheels was I guess damaged by a pothole or something along those lines, and well, I decided to replace all four because I was getting tired of the old look, and these look a lot nicer. These wheels cost me about $650 for a set of four. Same deal with the tires. These are the brand new Nokian Hakkapeliitta R5s. I traded the Continental Viking Contact 7s in for these. I realized that I still had plenty of tread on those tires, but they were getting close to the winter wear bar. I'm pretty sure after next season, if I had kept those tires, they would have gotten to the bar. But anyway, I'm going to make a more detailed review video of these tires in another video, but just wanted to show you. I'm not too sure if you can see the tread, but it's looking pretty sexy. So I'm impressed with these tires so far. I have driven them in dry, wet, and snowy winter conditions. So I'm hoping I can get some more, hopefully we can get some more snow in this area soon, so that way I can make a snow driving review video with these tires. Because I did one with the Viking Contact 7s. It would only be fair if I did one with these Hakkapeliittas. Hakkapeliittas are a tire I've always wanted on this car, just to see how they do in terms of comparison to the first set of winter tires, the Blizzak WS80s that I had. If you guys remember that. Those tires, they were great traction-wise, but they wore incredibly fast. The Continental Viking Contact 7s, I mean, they had great traction as well. It wasn't the same as the Blizzaks, so I decided to upgrade to these Hakkapeliittas. But the tread wear on the Viking Contact 7s was much better. Because if you're not careful with the Blizzaks, you can go through those in like 2 seasons. And that, to me, is pretty expensive. But these Hakkapeliittas, so far they're doing great. They're not wearing all that fast, so I would imagine I could probably get 4 or 5 seasons out of these if I were to keep the car that long. Because this car is 9 years old this year. Hard to believe it, but you know, I bought it in 2018. The car was manufactured in August of 2014. Oh yeah, so I think sometime in December, I got a new suspension system installed. My stock suspension completely crapped out. Well, not completely. I mean, the car was almost undrivable, but it wasn't like clunking or anything like that. It wasn't in danger of, collapsing on the car, is what I should say. But I did find it hard to get traction with the old suspension. And because OEM parts were on back order at the time, I decided to go with a BC Racing setup. Now that is why this car is now a bit lower than factory, And as a result, there is a little bit of camber in the rear, but I have ordered camber arms and the car is going to the shop this Friday to get that taken care of. Also, what I've noticed is that when it's like 0 degrees or even sub-zero, the clutch doesn't seem to fully disengage. Either that or something's going on with it. And it's hard to shift in and out of certain gears. Like, it was an absolute chore, for example, getting it into 6th gear or reverse when it was sub-zero. And another thing I've noticed is that the clutch pedal itself sometimes, especially when I'm downshifting, doesn't let me push it in all the way. Like, it blocks me from pushing it in all the way, and then it suddenly sinks down, which is the weirdest thing in the world. I'm not an expert on clutches. I do have a lot of mechanical knowledge with how cars work, but I don't particularly know what's going on with the clutch. If I had to guess, it's probably throwout bearings. Hopefully I don't need a new clutch because I have 94,000 miles, but if I do need a new clutch, it had a good run. Because I've heard the clutches on these can run you about $800 to $1,000, but that's if you do it at the dealer. So it might be cheaper if I take it to the shop, which I have been for the last year now. So therefore, might save a little bit of money that way. But nonetheless, the car is going to the shop this Friday. I'll update you guys on what happens there. As far as other things go, you guys remember I need a new shift boot for my gear shifter because both clips broke again. I'm not going to change that until I'm actually ready to sell the car. That way it'll help with the appraisal value and I'm not just blowing through those things. It's kind of like if you got butterfingers and you're always dropping your phone and cracking your screen, it would be better to keep the phone with the cracked screen until it's like completely shattered or you're trying to sell it and then replace the glass. As far as the Ford, so we're moving on to my parents' cars now. The Ford is gone because my parents are out of town, but just last week it was at the dealer because it was driving like complete crap. Yep, you heard me correctly. It was driving like complete dog crap. And at first I thought it was the quality of gasoline because it was not the transmission, it was the engine like surging. And I noticed this even on cruise control at lower speeds, like 25 miles an hour, just cruising around the neighborhood, it would just surge. It would go like roo, 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 roo. And I could feel it. It was very jerky. So the car was very laggy, jerky, whatever you want to describe it as. I'm sure other Ford Edge owners have had this issue, but of all things, the car required a software update, which is another reason why I'm holding on to this car longer, because it seems like buying a new car means you're just screwing yourself nowadays, both financially and, well, it can cause other headaches like that. I'm not sure if I can't really find the right words to say, so I'm just going to say that. Now, the Mercedes, this is going to be the last season we use these winter tires. I know I've said we're going to replace these winter tires this year, but we are going to do it next winter season, so probably November, December of this year. That is a guarantee. But yeah, the original plan was to do it this winter season, but we did a lot of spending this Christmas, so we had to forego that. These tires are, believe it or not, 5 years old now. We've been using them for 3 years. As you remember, I was pretty disappointed by the fact that they were 2 years old out of the box when we got them. But they have helped keep this car safe in the snow and on ice. But we will be switching these out for some Nokian Hakkapeliitta R5 SUV tires November or December. We're probably going to use the same wheels unless they're corroded or something like that, but the look is not too bad. I would like this look a little, the look would be a little better if the car had black wheels, and Mom said she wanted black wheels on her next Benz, so therefore next car she buys, we're going to get black winter wheels. I believe we are still going to go with a two-tone for the regular all-season wheels and tires. Actually, that makes no sense, just the wheels, because you can't color the tires. They're all black. So, anyway, I really like the look of these. My mom is jealous of the look on the Mousemobile. I still have the OEM summer wheels and tires. Well, not the OEM tires, but the wheels. However, I do need to replace those because I was advised by Discount Tire that the wheels have shown corrosion, and therefore it would be better long term if I replaced all four wheels. So I'm going to source some OEM wheels and replace the ones I've got because they all have curb rash anyway. So after I've worn through the current set of tires on those wheels, I'll replace them. So I'm not going to do it right away just because tires and wheels are expensive and I need to save my money for other things like the future, for example. I put the max amount of money I can every year into a Roth IRA because I care about my future and I want to save for the future. I mean, I know I expend a lot of money every year, but at least I am able to also save for the future. So more power to me in that regard, but I also need to be frugal wherever possible. You might have seen from my community post that I'm going to be going to Beverly Hills at the end of next month into April. That is still true. It will be happening, and I will try my best. I don't know if this is guaranteed. Don't know if I can guarantee it. But I will try to rent a Lamborghini Aventador for a full day, and I will make videos with it, and then I will make a video on how much it costs to do so in Beverly Hills. And I'm talking everything, you know, the rental price for the car, the insurance, the gas, pretty much everything you can name when it comes to how much it costs to rent a Lamborghini. Now, of course, that cost can vary depending on how much you drive the car, because the more you drive, the more you use in terms of fuel, and therefore the more fuel you need to replenish before you return the car. So therefore, it's going to be an interesting video, but I will do it, and that probably will blow up. So I'm always thinking of new video ideas, so that way I'm not falling behind, because I mean, I'll be honest, a lot of people are mainly here for the bus videos, and they're not really here for the car stuff or tornado siren stuff or anything like that. So I get it, but I'm always trying to think of new ideas because sometimes my videos do blow up, and I don't know how that happens. It's something deep inside the YouTube algorithm, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. But anyway, another note is aside from having to replace the winter tires this year on the Mercedes, we are also going to be replacing the current all-season tires next year. So 2024, sometime in the spring or summer, we're going to be getting a new set of Cross Climate 2s for this car on the OEM wheels. But yeah, as far as reliability goes for this car, it's been pretty good to us, you know, this last year and this year. You might remember that weird issue with the command. That was an under $1,000 fix, so that was good, because some people have not gotten too lucky and they've had to pay over $3,000 to get that issue fixed. So yeah, I mean, I guess some people are luckier than others, and sometimes it's just a simple software update, which is very cheap. And, well, I don't know what else to say, but, yeah, 57,000, almost 60,000 miles, and she is running like brand new. I cannot believe we've had this car more than 6 years, because I remember the day we got it. It was the same day I had my wisdom teeth taken out. I was 17, almost 18, and now I'm 24, I have a job, and we're going to be keeping this car another 3 years, so we'll see just how reliable it is after 10 years, and then I'll update you guys in 3 years from now. So until next time, peace out. Like the video if you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time.